Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this stream and possible also future YouTube video depending on where you are watching, because today is a good day. The people over at Lightmare Studios have granted me a nice amount of in-game cash, bottom right, which I can spend in the store and get some booster packs of both the core as well as the expansion, and start unpacking and, you know, talk a little bit about the cards and see if we can get some new cards, maybe even some epics, rares, or preferably legendaries, and maybe yeah, we can already start thinking about synergies and such. So I will be talking about these cards as it goes along. My chat should be popping up any second now, as I quite recently just booted this up. And I will talk to the chat, but I will also mainly talk about my opinion on cards and such. Without further ado, I think it's time for me to go in. Store. As you can see, we have the booster packs. I can buy a lot of other stuff as well, but that's not needed. It's only cosmetic. The main thing is, of course, the cards. It is indeed cheaper to get the super booster packs, clearly, and that should be fine. Just gonna real quickly make sure that I got everything sorted here. Alright. Looks like we are set to go. And alright, it's time to unpack some cards. Let's buy cards first. I think it's first time. I'm gonna start off with some core packs, and then we'll move on to other wonderful things. I did, of course, change my password for this particular occasion. I do find it to be smart, though, that you have to put in your password to be able to buy stuff. I find it to be a very nice, neat safety net, if you will. But yeah, if you do stream or make videos, I would highly recommend to change your password if you do it live. Because otherwise they can guess certain things they should not be guessing. Alright, looks like they are pretty much giving me very basic cards, unlimited characters, which allows you to keep on firing them up. I will go through them rather quickly. You can pause the video or ask me questions if something specifically comes along, because right now I'm looking over at new cards. I'm mainly looking at new cards, trying to get those new cards. Fill the graves. Explore. Very nice card if you like environmental cards, if you want to use those. Combat Mechanic, very nice for Genesis cards, because it does give a +4/+4 once she is in play. But, yes, Backleader, very nice. This is where it got, you know, the shiny cards is where it's at. This is a rare, unfortunately. Paladin of the Flame Dawn, charge, and cannot be killed from non-damage sources. Fair enough. Very solid card, but possibly overhyped, depending on how you look at it. Alright, let's see, let's buy another one. Good morning, Zetra. Welcome to the stream. Ah, we have multiple shinies. Very good. Yes, we have Flying Kangaroos, Caretaker, Battlefield Scavenger, very nice if you need some additional cards to be drawn. Flame Dawn Footman, Defense Golem, very nice in combination with Genesis as well. Jinhai Militia, very easy tank. Does it actually have Vigilance? Yes, it does. Vigilance, by the way, means you can directly put it into your defensive side immediately, without having to exhaust it first before you can play it. Hello, Raiden, welcome. Tribal Medicine, a nice heal. Yeah, I find this is forcing a character to fight with a particular character of your side, but I've never really, yeah, never really had use for that. Honors the Dead, very nice. This is a very strong card. Imagine this card being your commander. You can constantly pay one to remove a card, to remove a card for from your graveyard and summon up a flying. Very nice if you have no revives in your graveyard, so you can use this constantly to make an army of flying units, which surprisingly enough are quite difficult to deal with if you don't have the right tools at hand. Breeding Grounds, one of the environmental cards that I was speaking about. You unleash Wrath, giant 4 damage AoE, including also for your own targets, so or at least your own characters, be careful. Daedalus Protection, very good magic spell, especially if you are messing stuff. Ah! Daedalus Sage of Strength, a card that I was after. Unique character human. Pay 3, exhaust all characters you control. Get, 4 health additionally. And he becomes exhausted next turn. Now the reason why this card is so powerful, because you, once again, if you use this as a commander, every single other turn, is every other turn? Yes, every other turn, because after you use it, he becomes exhausted the next turn. You can give everybody a +4 health bonus, and it's permanent. So if you have, for example, a rush deck, and you use this, all your characters that you have that are very weak suddenly become very tanky. It's very nice. It is very nice. Hello, BG Creeper. Welcome to the stream, and how are you doing? Good morning, everybody, by the way. May you be on Twitch, or may you be from YouTube. Bromic Field Commander. Very similar to the Pack Beast, but more in the assault way. As you can see, as long as this particular dude is in the assault side of things, all your assault characters in the attacking zone will also get +2. Very nice. Flame Dawn is a deck based on rushing, so this is definitely a commander card that you may want to play, or at least have one in your deck of. I think that's a very good thing to have. Wolfslang, hello man, how are you doing? Moving on to the last unstable bomb bot. To every character in the combat zone also includes your own character, so be careful with that. There's definitely play potential with this. As you can see, he becomes stronger and stronger as long as you can pay. So be very careful with that. Pidgey is quite awesome. Suddenly that Pokemon. Unfortunately, there's no Pidgey card in this particular game. But a man can dream. A man can dream. Let's do a Rice, shall we? Once again, keeping on to those 15 card booster packs, because those are a tad bit cheaper. I'm not sure if you really want to consider them to be worth it cheaper. But also, Purple Lights. The Light of Purple, Zombie Be Gone. It's the one card that specifically targets zombie. And trust me, you are going to enjoy this. Because right now, the current quote-unquote meta is Zombie Rush. So Zombie Be Gone as a Genesis deck? Wonderful. Genesis takes time to build up. So having a card like this handy to stop the rush from the zombie is quite powerful. If you know how to use it. Alright. Talking about zombies, Risen of Everek. These are very tricky to deal with. Like, if Risen Everek is in the graveyard for 3 consecutive turns, it returns to play. So they keep coming back. Discipline of Mayan Monastery. Keep him in his support zone, he becomes stronger and stronger. Kinetically Overload Drone. At the end of each turn. So basically you can put this dude in your support zone, I presume, and it would also work. But +1/+1 for each turn. It takes too long to really get going. Artifact Destroying, just a casual damage to the enemy's health bar. The Perils of Command. This is a spell I really enjoy because some decks are based on the commanders and you can pretty much wreck an entire deck's philosophy with this card on its own. I really enjoy that. But usually an assassin card like what is it, assassin? Most assassin cards can well, one-hit cards basically can deal with that as well, so it's up to you if you really want to use that. I still find this card to be rather ironic because it basically gives you moral for each character in your graveyard. So the more dead people you have, the more morale you have. Welcome to zombies. Welcome to zombies. Talking about zombies, Unstable Demon, no reference there whatsoever. That segue made no sense, but there you go. Genesis Scavenger is basically your typical heal character. You attack, you gain materials. Depending on how much materials you have, you can heal your fortress. So it's a decent chance of healing, I would say. 7+7 is quite nice. Resolute Knight, this is a new one. 2 lives. So you kill him once, he comes back. That's very nice. That definitely has some very awesome play potential. Very nice. I have not seen it yet. Growth destroys all artifacts and increases your base resources by 1. There you go. Rakarl, a new one. If Rakarl is in combat zone, all characters of your opponent control get -2. Alright, that's also very nasty. Especially because the way that Flame Dawn, the Flame deck, is based right now is just not right there to be strong enough to deal with most people. Now if you combine that with this card, for example, you're talking about a Warpath Flame deck, that's some serious synergy. Definitely can dig that. Alright, never forget the Fallen. Ability, create a 6/6 beast character for each beast you control that died or was removed from the game in previous turn. Fair enough. So if you have a very powerful... Oh wow! Mass Death? Yeah, Warpath could definitely... This could definitely be awesome. Because with Warpath, most likely you will start breeding and create new characters that are very weak. 4/4 if I'm not mistaken. And then if they have a weak clear, use this card, they suddenly turn into 6/6. That's very nasty. And we have an epic, and also a new one. Nice Shrug the Hungry. Unique character Demon, consume 3 at the start of your turn, sacrifice another character. If you do not, your opponent gets control of... Wow. Alright. You have to keep sacrificing, otherwise he's gonna join the enemy side. But then they have to sacrifice to keep control of him, so... I guess there is... Yeah. It's a tricky thing, to say the least. Wouldn't say if I would really enjoy it. Say, discovered your channel on YouTube not too long ago, and I always enjoy your videos. I look forward to the next. Thank you so much, the Gregonator. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I hope I am. Oh, hello Tipsy, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's a 50-50 card, a double-edged sword, if you will. Yeah, it's 18-18, so it's definitely powerful. I'm not questioning that. Flame Dawn Purifier. Basically, your standard 8-8. Instead of going, you know, the character going to the graveyard, it gets removed from the game, I believe, even. Yeah, removed from the game. So that's a very nice card against Undead as well, if you can get it going. Typical Dark Blast, typical beefy enemy. Torchbearer. Zombie Be Gone. Gather the Weak, which is nice. Meat Shield. Wholesale Slaughter. Each player sacrifices 2 random characters. I wonder if you can still use the card if you have no characters to sacrifice. Swords on the Wall, typical tanky character. Demonic Corruption. Target character becomes a demon at the end of each turn. It gets 4 +4 -2. So you turn everything into a glass cannon. Huh. Interesting. Herald of Dawn. Gain charged for the next enemy that's being played. Varor Kidnapper. This is like, it looks like your character is killing a character off, but it's just temporary out of play because it has been kidnapped. And if you kill this dude, the particular enemy that's been kidnapped comes back into play. So it's a temporary disable, if you will. Protector of the Dawn, character human charge. When Protector of the Dawn comes into play, character you control gain... the characters you control gain untouchable this turn. Oh wow. Oh wow indeed. It gives you a very nice edge against this particular card called the Furor. Very nice. Hello Tibbers, welcome. Alright, let's see. Shield Generator. This is a 3 purity card for Genesis. You cannot play cards at the start of your turn. Sacrifice a character for each level on Shield Generator. If you do, its level increased by 1. And the characters you control are invincible this turn if you do not sacrifice Shield Generator. Wow. Alright. That's definitely a card I can play. And another Resolute Knight. Nice. Very solid. Return. Let's keep on going, shall we? What is this broom face you speak of? What? Goodbye to your social life. Who needs a social life when you have Pokemon, right? Hungry Devil. Consumed you, cannot block. Resolve of the Dragon. It's basically allowing you to keep a character alive just a tad bit longer. Alright. We already have seen most of these cards. Cold Shot ability. Name a zone in play other than the command zone. Kill target character if that character is in that zone named. Cold Shot. Unfazed, no moral loss this turn, shrapnel launcher. Spirit of the Ancient Guardians is basically an insta-kill. When Spirit of the Ancient Guardians deals combat damage to a character, that character dies. So I presume you can actually murder like massive creatures with this, just as long as you can attack them, I guess. Cithern! Rare, your base amount of resources does not increase each turn. Cithern cannot be chosen as a commander. Why would he be? Oh, he's a 14/14 with 3 costs, which is very low, but at the same time you can't increase your resources each turn, so it's a hefty payoff. But if you play this late game, definitely worth it. Best starter, Kibo. Keep on going. Let's do a core again. By the way, guys, if you do want to play this game, hit that exclamation mark beta, and we should be alright. Glorious warrior, for I am burdened with glorious purpose. Alright, let's keep on going. Infectious zombie, death ray, your typical instant hit spell, of course. Aerial commando, reflective shield. Half the damage is rejected back to that character, so you can definitely do some plays with that. And we have another bomb bot. So no legendaries yet, but I'm feeling lucky. I may or may not be a punk. Another Death Ray, Constructed Militia, Meditating Monk, Infected Pack Leader, Infectious Zombie, Defender. Call of the Crusade! Very powerful ability card, because you can summon 3 characters directly into your assault, so it's very nice. Fiery Resolve, Honors the Dead. The Lone Keep. This card, by the way, guys, this card is so infuriating for a rush deck. If you have this card, it is by definition a hard counter for a rush deck. However, you do also start to sacrifice 4 moral each turn, so it is a trade-off that you make, but it is a hard counter for being rushed. Hello, Domo, welcome. How are you doing? Cleanse the land. Talking about lands, there's also cards to remove these environments, clearly. Aletto, Immortal Caretaker. If Aletto is a graveyard for 6 months, she returns to play. Pay 2 target non-official characters gets +4. Ah, very nice. It's very much equivalent to the dragon version. That's like AoE wise +4, which also exhausts him. This character can just, I believe, as long as you have 2, you can just keep spamming it, I presume, or it's like 1 each turn, but doesn't exhaust, so you can keep doing that. I wonder if you can do it on yourself as well. Make it like a super tanky character. It's very cheap as well, it's only 2. So you can definitely get some tankiness going if you have her as a commander, so I would definitely say that would be worth it. Alright, Field Engineer. Resources, loyal, typical. Battlefield Scavenger. Predator Long Keep, Extended Operation, Reflective Shield, Jungle Giant, and we have a Field Commander once more. Okay. Let's do another core. Battlefield, no point. To each their own. Ghost of the Ancestors, Shield Constructor, Constructed Militia. Airborne Scientist. He looks like more like a crazy person, I find, but that's me. That's me. Anti-air missile. There we go. I am gonna get a legendary. I must and I shall. Grave Rob. Vicious Ransacker. This is a very powerful card, especially if people keep things in support, like additional resources. Ransacker's Rexit and another Sage of Strength. Nice. I've got 3 of them now, so I might want to trade them out because I only need really 2. All right, Tipsy. Have a good time at work. Thank you for dropping in. Just a fast question, Ace. Will you start playing soon? Creeper, I am currently unpacking. I'm specifically unpacking. Alright, Rise Super Booster Pack. I know some random dude. But a man can hope. The reason why I'm going a bit faster through them is because we have already seen most of these cards. which is why I'm going through them. Hell's Gambler. It's a 50-50% chance to make him weaker or make him stronger. Repair. Nice, can definitely save you in a pinch. Demonic Corruption, once again. Grotesque Brood, this is a new one. Cannot block. Pay 5, Grotesque Brood is invincible this turn. Hold on. You can make him invincible by paying 5? Hello, plays. Devil of Despair. Not a big fan of this particular card. Not at all, in fact, but you know, to each their own. And Heaven's Bell. Have not seen this card ever. Artifact. Exhaust. Target character in your support zone is moved to your defense zone. Alright, so you can force people to defend if they're exhausted. Or if you don't want to play them. I guess you can save. Yeah, you only have to exhaust the Heaven's Bell. So I guess you can play people from your support zone to defense without actually having to pay. Or directly, without having vigilance, I mean. Without having vigilance. Well, not that a handsome young man has wished me a good day. Now. Well, now that... Oh, tipsy. Oh, tipsy, tipsy, tipsy. It's too early to start drinking. Lunch is ready. Enjoy your lunch now. Enjoy. Let's see. Vandalize. Recycle. Zombie Scavenger. Tanky characters as the Hell Gamblers again. Hungry Devil. Very powerful cards. But not the cards that I'm after. Personally, I prefer Dragon and Genesis cards. Ah, another Resolute Knight. And that's Corruption. I prefer Genesis cards because it's Genesis is a lot of fun to play, but in the current quote-unquote meta, it's at a disadvantage. But Dragon, also a lot of fun to play. I like to defend quite a bit as well, and yeah, dungeon. Not the dungeon, the dragons, they wreck you if you can defend well. Whenever a character deals combat damage to your fortress, your character is removed from the game. It returns to play at the end of the next turn. Huh. That is interesting. It gives you an opening. Rare, Dehumanize. Kill target character in combat zone. The controller of that character creates a 1/1 demon character in the same zone as the target where cost of the target. Alright, fair enough. Definitely can wreck something. Or give you some serious stuff. Alright. Cannon Fodder. It's quite literally nothing else besides cannon fodder. Tech Knight, Hell's Gambler. Flame Dawn, Purify. Splatter. Sacrifice a character you control, deal damage to the target character on battlefield equal to twice the sacrificed character's power. He's quite literally throwing your character against the enemy character. Yep, that's the thing. Hellkeeper. Have not seen this one. When you play Hellkeeper, 2/6/2 flying damage characters which cost 0 are shuffled into your deck. Oh wow. And they cost 0 as well. And another Grotesque Brood. Alright, let's go back to core. Rise has not been helpful. Not at all. Wealthy Noble, Command Fire. Nope, other way. Fight. Ghost. Well, as you can see, Succulus the Final Hammer. Unique character, human. When Succulus comes into play, each opponent fortress takes damage equal to twice the number of characters you control currently. So which basically means like if you rush, which means you usually end up with like 5 to 10 cards, you can definitely do 10 to 20 damage to the enemy fortress just by playing this dude, which is kind of cool. Grave Robber, Aerial Commando, Skrar, which is basically a giant dude with haste, which means you can immediately play him, and he's also unstoppable. So if he does win this fight, he also attacks the fortress or keeps on going. Pyre, Fortress of the Flame Dawn. At the end of each turn, create a 4/2 Flame Dawn, Aspirant, and an Assaulter. This is like one of those lands that's very powerful, because you constantly get small glass cannons for free, which is always very good. Which always means you have a character. on the field at the end of your turn. Very solid, I would say myself. I've had enough moments in time where I didn't have anything on the field, and well, that's usually a bad time, in my experience. Alright, nothing new. That's the reflective shield. Candid, head researcher. Basically, draw 2 cards when she comes into play. Zushin, the resolute general. When Zushin, the resolute general, comes into play, characters you control take half damage this turn. If you do wanna, if you know a lot of damage is coming in, playing this card will save you. Possibly. Another field commander. Looks like I'm filling up on all the cards that I kinda have. Which is a good thing, which means I can start trading as well. Death Ray brings life by passing. Like, most characters can only be stacked up, like most cards can be stacked up to 3. However, there are these unlimited cards, unlimited character cards, and you can stack as much as you want in your deck. Because they're considered the, somewhat the foundation of your deck. Cartographer, a new card I have not seen yet. When you play Cartographer, search your deck for a location card and put it into your hand. And it's a 4/4. Alright, fair enough. Mammoth and a mass death. Kill all characters in the combat zone. This also includes the characters for yourself, so remind yourself of that. But it's a giant AoE clear, which is amazing against rushing decks that suddenly have a lot of creatures on the floor. Wonderful. However, if you use it against undead, you tend to boost them with it, so careful, because undead powers up by having a lot of stuff in the graveyard, and if you do a mass death, you basically instantly give a lot of them stuff into the graveyard. It doesn't usually end well. Let's continue. Alright. These are your very basic cards though. Just common and uncommon. One day I will make a completely and fully legendary deck. Imagine that. I would never be able to play anything. Who demands tribute? Flying. At the start of a turn, sacrifice a character other than Shikana. If you do not, Shikana kills all characters in the combat zone and leaves the game. Leaves the game. So he basically has an AoE clear if you don't have any characters besides him. Like, so if you are low on characters, you can pretty much just play this dude and he kills everyone. Seems like a good clear to me. Definitely a potential save right there. Alright, here we go. Flying Kangaroo. Alright. This game does have a lot of features from Magic the Gathering as well. Pilgrimage Monk. Basically, you can make her leave and then she comes back stronger and you draw 2 cards. Quite nice. Aletta, Immortal Sorceress, rare, unique character. If Aletta is in the graveyard for 6 consecutive turns, she returns to play. Exhaust, pay 4, deal 6 damage to a target character in combat zone. This is one of those potential, this is one of those potential cards that if you use as a commander, you constantly have a nuke, a small nuke available as long as she is in your commander zone. This is one of those characters that I would probably put in my commander zone if I would play with this particular deck, unless I have better that I either don't have yet or I can't remember. And we have Limbo Sage of Discipline, which makes you increase the morale loss. Dragons are all about surviving and wrecking your morale. As morale is your second quote-unquote health bar. If that drops to 0, you're also done for. It's quite tricky because a lot of people don't realize that because they always focus on the health bar. So dragons are currently quite good to stomp beginners with. If you are a sleeper, sacrificing an undead just boosts you too. Yeah. Well, it only counts for their graveyard. I'm not sure if that actually should work because I don't think that like if I put a endless horde in my graveyard, it shouldn't boost the enemy. There have been some bugs with that also in the campaign, but it is beta, guys, so you know, remember that. It is beta. I love this card though. It's a 2/6 for 1, and it's directly Vigilance. That's a pretty damn good tanky card for that early in the game. But then again, like I said, dragons are based around defense. And I like myself some defense. I usually end up playing tanks or bruisers in most games, so defense is my thing. What can I say? I can take a blow. Assassinate! I love this card. Everybody should have this card in their deck. Everybody should take this card in this deck. Or at least have cards like these. This is basically a universal card. That's what this means if they're white-ish. Because that means everybody can have them without having to have a specific commander in your deck for their purity. Which is also why they usually cost a little bit more than the average kill card for a specific color. Once again, Immortal Sorceress. And we have an epic! A 30/30 dragon! Oh wow! 12. Costs 12. Unique character, dragon. Flying unstoppable. Alright. But not invincible though. At the start of the turn, if Asian Dragon of Wisdom is on the battlefield, you draw 2 cards. So it's basically a permanently draw 2 cards. If Asian would be die to a non-sacrifice effect, he becomes exhausted for the next 3 turns instead. What? You can't kill him? Hello PC Quest. Welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing? You can't kill this dude. The only way to kill him is to sacrifice him. Otherwise he's gonna be like, yeah, so what? I'm just gonna be here sitting and exhausting. What the hell? Yeah, he never dies. And it's a 30/30. Even if you kill him. If you have a character that's powerful, more powerful than the 30/30, he's like, yeah, what's your point? I'm just gonna sleep here now. You can't. This is insane. This is possibly one of the most strongest cards I've seen so far. You can't kill him. And he has flying as well. Unstoppable. Plus he gives you more cards, which gives you a giant advantage. You can't stop him. He just, if you put him in attack, he just keeps going. Which is a guaranteed 30 hit on your base. Unless you have something that can block a 30 attack. Wow, this is rough. This is really rough. Time to add him to the deck. Yeah, Zeno. Like, I do like to play Dragon, but this is the card that Amph used against me. I tried to snipe him. I'm like, wait, what? What did happen here? That's a pretty damn good card. Amen, Dragon. I start to believe. Deimos is the kind of... There's one card that can kill him. Dragon Hunt? Does that work? Or a sacrifice? Force a sacrifice? I have a question. Is there a possibility to remove a card from the opponent? Like from his hand or from the board or something? Because that's all possible. Skill luck. Is this game noob friendly? I want to go and get into card game. Or should I wait for Hearthstone? Skill luck. This game currently is free. So there's no harm in trying. If you type in exclamation mark beta in the chat, or exclamation mark beta in the chat, you will get a link to the website with the code. If you use it, you are forever in the beta for free. So you can always use it. Is it friendly? It is a regular card game. It has some more mechanics to it, like the morale and such. But once you get the hang of it, it's pretty damn easy, I find. And plus, there's an entire campaign that you can play through to get a feel for every deck and for a lot of cards that you can get as well. There's an entire campaign. I already 100%ed the campaign. And there's also AI that you can fight, and there's a lot of stuff you can do. So there's definitely, it's definitely friendly. Because if you do the entire campaign, you get a lot of awesome cards on top of all your starting decks. So that's very good. Nothing new yet. Eaten by Zombies is basically the zombie kill card. Ironically enough, in 3 turns, if that character is still in the graveyard, it raises from the graveyard under your control, it becomes slow. So, this is better than a kill card. This is a kill card, and it gives you a creature after 3 turns. It's immense. Vicious Ransacker, and of course, another Lingbow. The Calamity removes him from the game. Oh, yeah. Is there a reward for completing all the campaigns? Every campaign, if you complete it, has a reward. As well as leveling up and all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of rewards in there. Exactly. Come on, game. Give me the goodies. Give me a quick, awesome card. That's a nice AoE. Final Hammer. Mammoth. Nice. I like that card, though. Immortal Caretaker. And that's very much similar. Maybe we have to go back to Core. I mean Rise. Let's go back to Rise. Maybe Rise will give us some strength. There's lots of ways to get free cards, yes, indeed. Alright, come on. That's tanky character. Ah, Unstoppable. Which, whoa, chill out. Unstoppable. Target character becomes unstoppable until the next end of turn. Which is a very good card, because it only takes one. If you have a very strong card on the board that does have Unstoppable, well, you kind of get the GS Armored Landcrawler. Very awesome tanky character. Especially if you start buffing him with like massive health. He can't, unless they have a very strong card, he usually ends up taking most of the damage because of his passive -2 damage. Because of his armor. Demon Disciple. If you like demons, you're gonna get the TN10 demon out of this. Which is kind of good. But you have to sacrifice 2 other characters. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. One of many Exhumed, which is a very awesome card for undead. Zombie Be Gone, talking about undead. Kinetically Overload Drone. Growth. Wall of Dead. Artifact. If your fortress would take damage and you would have at least one character in your graveyard, prevent that damage and remove the top character in your graveyard from the game. Alright, that's a very nice damage sponge. Siphon Structure. Ability, magic. Pay X, deal X damage to the opponent's fortress. Your fortress is repaired for X damage. Wow, it's quite literally a siphon structure. Wow, that's awesome. That's also a very nice damage, because you usually end up with a little bit over 10, depending on how your deck flows. So you can heal 10, do 10 damage. That's kind of intense, because you know you have only 100 health on your fortress. That's very good. Cold Shot. And we end up with Deflect. Now, I've seen this card before, and I just can't take this card serious. I can't take this card serious. Just look at it. Look at the faces. I can't take this serious. Morning, Spike. How are you doing, man? For some reason, I don't get XP, and the cards are crap after the second one. Well, that depends on how you play them, I suppose. Tick Spell is the first game I've played on the campaign. It's great for teaching you what to do. Exactly. I actually had some issues during the campaign. Against the zombies, mainly, but I worked my way through it. Hello, Heather. Yeah, I'm doing some unpacking. Just a small stream. Unpacking, talking about cards, and awesome stuff like that. Thank you for joining. That card, I know, right? That card, exactly. Flame, Dawn, Ferocity. I'm gonna have so much fun building decks now. Alright, Perils of Command. Wholesale Slaughter. Infected Monk. Character, human. If Infected Monk dies while it is not undead, it returns to play and becomes undead. Okay, fair enough. Chaos in the ranks. This attempted 3D model though. Swap all characters in each opponent's attacking and defending zone. So all their attackers become defenders and all the defenders become attackers. That's a very, very annoying card. But I just look at the graphic of this card though. Harbinger of Light. Charge. When you play Harbinger of Light, return target character on the battlefield into the support zone. Very nice. This could give you a slight advantage. Infected Monk. Fair enough. Cold Shot. Genesis Scavenger once again is the healer of the fortress. Never Forget the Fallen. Very good, especially if you like to do the breeding tactic. And Alida Immortal Traveler rare. This card is very nice because it allows you to summon all the basic cards, all the quote-unquote unlimited cards. The foundation of each deck, because you usually have a lot of unlimited cards in there. So it's quite nice, I find. Because you can just, if you need something tanky, get the strongest out there. If you have a combination of something that you can do with it, get whatever you need. It's a very nice thing. You can use it as a commander, and then you always have the chance to summon a creature of choice. That's why I like her. I believe you can use it as a commander. I'm not sure though. I believe you can. Ace, judges cards by the looks, not by the stats. Actually, I like trains. I actually judge them by stats, but the looks are a given. similar to Magic, or am I looking too much at the art style? It's definitely inspired by Magic the Gathering. Definitely. Zombie be gone. So slaughter. I used to play a little bit of Magic the Gathering. I still have all my cards in my map. Very old cards. I used to be really into it. I hate this card. I hate it. I hate it so much. You may sacrifice a character. If you do, all characters you control get +1. It bugs out sometimes and gives the enemy +1 as well right now. But there you go. Once again, that's beta for you. Control temporary anomaly. Jesus bloody hell. Preemptive. Remove target character from the game. At the end of the turn, a character returns to play. And there is Hacking the Corrupted. A zombie version of the particular nature version. When Hacking the Corrupted comes into play, all characters with 3 costs or less in your graveyard are put into play. I remember this. I played this card with my Endless Horde being filled up in my graveyard. So I had like 20 Endless Horde, and then suddenly I brought this card out. And I had like an army of not Endless Horde cards that are not... well, of Endless Horde cards that were not really that powerful. It was quite funny to see. Have fun and make a ritual master deck. GG. Yeah, living without internet would indeed be a tricky thing. I would not be able to do much about that anyway as well. Unlock LP. Here we go. Purchasing products. Come on. Behemoth, Dragon, Dark Blast, Gather the Weak, Dawn Purifier. Alright. Split a Robot. This is very nice as well. It starts off as a 10-10. Kill it, it becomes a 5-5. Quite nice. I find that this is a very good card for Genesis. Tech Knight. Armored Crawler, Splatter. Fear, basically all characters, including your own, will retreat back to their support zones. Protector of the Dead. Just protecting your morale. Once again, the Runes of Agents Civilization. And the Heaven's Bell. I feel like, you know, core is where it's at. I feel like that's where all the good cards are. This is Infinity Wars, Potato. Says under the title of Twitch, I believe. Alright, come on, give me the goodies. Well, we all know the beginner cards. So all our Heat Wave, AoE of 2 damage on everybody, on all enemy characters at least. Assassinate, Hakim. All characters get unstoppable, which is very nice. Final Hammer and another Mass Death. That's always nice. Mass Death is an amazing spell though. Amazing. Let's go another one. So all the beginner, we pretty much have seen all the beginner cards. So I'm gonna click a little bit faster through them. Because it's impossible right now to get new cards in here. We have all seen them so far. This, by the way, is only for Genesis because he can't attack or block. It's purely a pawn of sacrificing, or for sacrificing. Another Sage of Strength where I can start trading those. A lot of people like that card because it's very good. Like I said, it's an AoE health boost. So I might want to trade that one away. How much LP you have? I spent it some, Raiden. I had more. Courtesy of, once again, the people over at Infinity Wars or Lightmare. Alright, come on. Aerial Commando, Mammoth. Raise the Dead. Raise target character from graveyard to play, it becomes undead. Alright. Caretaker is basically breeding for days. Like, once you get breeding going, it's insane. You get just like free bloody creatures. Love this dude, by the way. An A10 flying. This dude, like, flying is really good in this game, guys. Like, if you want to make a flying deck, you probably win everything. Until people learn how to counter it. Kelly, the Flaming Blade. When Kali deals damage to character that... Wow. Start taking damage, 5 damage at the start of every turn. Alright. That seems flawed. Basically, you have to sacrifice yourself, because otherwise that character... You either kill the character, or you die trying. I think. Unless it's a very powerful health character with low attack. Fair enough. That... Damn. Keep it dapper though, potato. Keep it dapper. Loyal soldier, anti-air missile, Genesis construct. Alright. That's the pack leader again. Eaten by zombies. Rita, Shadow Priestess. Unique character, human, 515 for 5. Seems like a good tank character. At the end of every turn, Rita is on the battlefield. Create a +2 to worshipper character. So basically, if you have her on the battlefield, she starts spamming +2. I wonder if that works if you are having her in the combat zone. I don't think it would. Because you actually have to have her on the battlefield. Sacrifice a character, heal 5 damage from Rita. Wow. So you basically can heal yourself immediately with the creature that you have spawned from her. Another Skrar. Nice. You can make a lower soldier deck, Ace. You can make a lot of decks. There are so many ways to fight and counter everything. You can't consider everything in your deck. Your deck will always have a weakness. Flame Ram, character artificial. Seems really silly, but does like 15 damage if it attacks directly. So that thing has blinded me once or flanked me once horribly. Elita Immortal Tinkerer. I love this as a commander for Genesis because you basically get the ability to for free, as you can see, to buff somebody. You just have to exhaust her. And you get a +2/2 on any artificial character permanently. Add another raise that. That's always good. Let's go back to Rise. Yeah. And I do think that Undead is a little bit overpowered now though. It's too easy for Undead. Ooh! King Jill, the Glorious Strategist. Unique character, human, 8/12 for cost. That seems alright. Whenever a character you control blocks, that character moves to the back of the defense zone at the end of each turn. Every character in your combat zone heals 2 damage. Oh wow. Can I use that in my commander? Can I use it in my... If that works, if I could put this in my dragon commander, build an army of vigilant creatures like the 2/8 ones. They're very tough, and you can directly play them. They only cost 2. You can generate some serious... It works? Oh, hello CJ, by the way. Thank you so much for dropping into the chat. That worked. That's an amazing commander. Which actually bloody makes sense for the very first in your time, because it's a glorious strategist. You want them to be your commanders. If it wasn't a card game with other amazing effects. That's an amazing card. I'm quite happy with that. Dragon deck, here I come. Dragon deck, here I come. Low orbit ion cannon. Yes, we have ion cannons in this game, and it's wonderful. Pay 3, deal 6 AoE damage on all characters in your opponent's combat zone. Low orbit ion cannon becomes exhausted for 3 turns. And then we have, oh, another one, a rare. A Gahan the Stalwart, Vigilance. If Galahad is in play, he is in the defense zone. Gahan cannot be moved from the defense zone. Wait, what? That's it? He is just a super defender. That's it. That's all there is to it. A super defender. Wow. Okay. I was expecting some super awesomeness. But nope, just a good defender. Okay. And you can't move him away. I'll take that. This game is for free, I like trains. This game is free right now. You can try it out by hitting !beta and you will get all the information that you need. And if you are in the beta during this event, you will always be in the beta. And it's free, so it can't harm you to make an account. That infected monk though. Another one, because for good measure. Spirit of the Ancient Guardian. Once again, it seems too cheesy. It's like a 4/4, but it's 4 cost, so you think like, well, it seems a bit weird. Yes, but it pretty much everything that attacks her will die. At her own cost, most likely, but there you go. There's the kidnapper again. And we have Iberian's Banner. Didn't somebody ask about this card at the beginning of my stream? Iberian's Banner. Whenever a character you control attacks alone, he gets a +5 until the end of the turn. I have more than you, Zeno. More than you. That's all you need to know. I'm still after a card. I forgot the name. But it's, like, there's a lot of cards that allow you to win, like with pages and such. I want to get those as well to see how they work properly. Ace, you have so much LP. Yeah, I've been granted a lot of LP courtesy of the developers, which I am really happy with, to give you guys, and of course myself, the ability to start creating decks together, talk about the cards, and more importantly, show you the cards with the awesome artwork to make you maybe want to play the game. And besides, I have a lot of cards left, so I can trade away a lot of cards once I get more time for it, or maybe do some giveaways, you know, things like that. Ah, we have insufficient funds. We have reached the bottom. Yep, I'm broke. I am broke. I am broke. So, all together, we have an amazing potential right here to make an awesome deck for pretty much any faction. I'm still missing a lot of cards, but luck has not stricken me. I have legendaries. For example, Mateer Golem, which is amazing. So, I'm gonna start building my deck right now. If you guys would enjoy that if you would enjoy that as well, make sure to check out my YouTube channel. And we will have a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the unpacking. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.